Ooh, what's going on, everybody? It is your man, Big Dog, and welcome to episode 88 of the Dog House. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we're at 88 episodes. Read 'em and weep. I made it big. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, thank you for joining me tonight. And if you feel so inclined, please give this Twitch channel a follow. Also, subscribe to the YouTube, join the Discord, friend me on Steam, email me with questions, comments, and concerns, and follow me on Twitter. Links will be in the description box below of the YouTube video, and links will periodically appear in the chat. Alright, now, for those of you who watched my Inner Thoughts video yesterday, you saw that I was going to make an announcement, or I promised you a decision on the whole graphics card thing. For those of you who don't know, I'll give a brief synopsis. Nvidia announced their next line of GPUs. They're really fucking expensive. And one of my mods, Blast, recommended that I wait for AMD. And after days, if not weeks of thinking about it, I have decided that Blast, my buddy, my friend, my comrade, you are correct. Yep, you're right, my friend. Let's see what AMD has to offer, because Lord knows it's probably either going to be better or hopefully not worse. But if it is, well, what can you do? What can you do? Alright, now that we've gotten that announcement out of the way, there are a few things I want to talk about. Actually, there's one thing I want to talk about. For those, Sneeko, the YouTuber content creator Sneeko has officially been banned from YouTube.
Bruh.
Yep. The man has been banned from YouTube. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys. I wasn't a huge follower of Sneeko. I've heard of the man mainly from watching Abba and Preach's videos and their interaction and Abba's reaction, or not reaction, interactions with him. So I can, what can I say? I'm familiar with the guy. I've seen clips of his videos. Blast actually showed me a clip of one of his videos during our after show. And there are certain things that I do agree with him, but to me he comes off as kind of like that angry kid. And I know you're probably wondering, well, Big Dog, how do you know about angry kids? Because I was that angry kid. I'm not going to go into too much detail. That's a story for another day. But, let's get to the topic at hand. And let's let our buddy Optimus, tell us a little bit about what happened with Sneeko.
Alright, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. And today, I think I'm feeling...
Modern Warfare 2 beta. By the way, guys, let me know how this beta is. Because I've heard like mixed reactions on it. I hear some people say it's not bad, some people say it's pretty shitty. So, excuse me.
A little better, right? A lot of you had said in my last couple videos that I sounded a little sick and whatnot. I think I'm better now. I think I'm good now. So today, though, we have a pretty hot topic.
Speaking of sick, I'm kind of dealing with a stomach thing. It's somewhat better, but it's not. I'm not 100%. So if I sound off, that's probably why.
Take this one.
Also, thank you for worrying about me. I really appreciate it. And thank you all for joining me again. I know I say it a lot, but you guys are the lifeline of this community.
Kind of unfolded a little bit after I woke up today, you know, around noon, sometime like that, because I am a low life and I don't wake up in the morning. And
I wouldn't call you a lowlife. I'd call you more of a night owl.
I got on Twitter and everything after my morning routine, and I saw that a
Not Twitter, man.
Pretty major influential figure here on the internet has been banned from YouTube, which I believe follows bans on other social media platforms as well. And this is coming from the person by the name of Sneeko. I don't know if you guys know who he is. The best way I can kind of describe Sneeko is like maybe like a diet Andrew Tate, you know what I mean? He doesn't necessarily go as far with some of the things that he says that Andrew Tate would go, but he kind of shares a lot of like the same opinions. You know, I think they've even like collaborated or talked a few times.
They actually have, I think. I think Abin Preach did a video about this.
You can tell that Sneeko's like a pretty big fan of Andrew Tate, right? You know, he's kind of inspired by him at least. A lot of people kind of compare the two pretty often, you know. Sneeko, I would say, is like the lesser version of Andrew Tate. Like, Andrew Tate is like the big one, the main famous one, and Sneeko is, I mean, still pretty famous, still gets a lot of attention, but he's a little bit lower down than Andrew Tate on the whole, like, I guess, totem pole. But today, Sneeko's channels on YouTube were officially terminated, and a lot of people have been making a pretty big deal about that, right? A lot of people have been talking about it on Twitter. You know, there's a lot of opinions being shared on this entire thing because Sneeko, even though he was controversial, did have a lot of fans. But Sneeko shared this screenshot from YouTube to his email, and it says, "Hi Sneeko, we have reviewed your content and found severe or repeated violations of our community guidelines. Because of this, we have removed your channel from YouTube. We know this is probably very upsetting news, but it's our job to make sure that YouTube is a safe place for all. If we think a channel severely violates our policies, we take it down to protect other users on the platform. But if..."
By other users, you mean users like Disney and the White House. Just saying.
"If you believe we've made the wrong call, you can appeal this decision.
Yeah, good luck with that.
You'll find more information about..."
I've heard horror stories where YouTube appeals really mean fuck all. Realistically, from what I've heard, the best way to get YouTube's attention is to at them on Twitter.
"About the policy in question and how to submit an appeal below." Now, of course, there's a lot of mixed opinions on whether or not this was an appropriate move by YouTube to remove Sneeko from their platform. There's pretty much two, like, main arguments that I'm seeing used, and they're both kind of on opposite sides of the spectrum. On one hand, you have, I would say, primarily Sneeko defenders and, like, fans of his content and whatnot that are saying that he's being canceled, that are saying, you know, he's basically being shut down and silenced, and he's having his free speech suppressed by these platforms that are permanently banning and suspending his outlets and whatnot on them. YouTube now probably being the largest one, especially since he made a lot of video content and whatnot. And then on the other hand of everything, you have people who are actually pretty happy that Sneeko ended up getting banned. A lot of these people think that the things that he said in his content and the ideas that he shared with his audience were really harmful. He thought that, you know, they thought that he was just basically saying things...
Here we go with that again. Honestly...
that shouldn't be said.
I'll
He was,
get
you know,
to it
espousing some
afterwards.
pretty horrible things. Now, of course, this email that's been shown here by Sneeko doesn't go into detail, in the screenshot at least, about what policy was violated in specific that led to him being removed from YouTube here, but I think that's actually a pretty important piece of the puzzle, and I kind of wish that Sneeko would have released what YouTube said was like the policy that he violated or what.
If they said anything, because... a lot like Twitch, YouTube doesn't like to tell people what they did wrong.
Whatever, because, look, I don't watch Sneeko, I didn't watch Andrew Tate, you know, it's just not my type of content, you know, these self-help people and whatnot that are supposed to help you become a better man or whatever, right, you know, not really my cup of tea. I'm more into, like, you know, watching video game streams and stuff if I'm gonna watch a gaming, or, I mean, a live stream in general. They just don't really make content that caters to me personally, so, like, I've never really watched Sneeko all too much. I've seen clips of him on, like, TikTok and, like, videos of him on Twitter and stuff like that, so I have seen some of the things that he's said and done, but I'm one of those people, man, that when it comes down to it, when it comes down to situations like this, I'm really about these outlets like YouTube explicitly describing what you did wrong. If you're going to remove, like, someone's entire channel, you're going to kick them off your platform, you need to, without a shadow of a doubt, prove that they did something wrong. If it's like a violation of the community guidelines or whatever, we need an exact example of how this violated the community guidelines. We need the...
I agree. We need receipts. We need receipts. Like, you can't just ban somebody without telling them. Like, That's kind of unfair.
The rule written out in paper and like quoted and cited which one was violated. I'm one of those kinds of people. Like, I really need to see what YouTube is using to justify doing something like this, because regardless if this is Sneako or not, right, like, they need to be explaining why they're doing things like this, because it definitely is a scary thought, a scary idea, that someone can lose their entire platform with basically no explanation from these platforms.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, that's a scary thought. That's something that we definitely should not be seeing. Now, I don't know if this was just the way that
Goddamn dog barking again.
Sneako cropped everything on the screenshot, or what the whole deal is with that, but I would really like to see exactly what he did that violated the guidelines.
Same here.
And led to his channel being terminated, because, frankly, I just find
fucking neighbor's dog, man. Shut up. Fuck.
Stuff like that important. If you're gonna take somebody down, we should know why. You know what I mean? We should know why this person... My bad, I got a phone call in the middle of recording, but...
Bruh.
Been there.
I looked into some of the reasons why at least people think that he got banned, right? Some of the reasons why he was allegedly, you know, like, so controversial in the first place, right? Because, like I said, I don't watch this guy's content. I don't know that much about him. So I did a little looking around to see what he did in specific that could have led to something like this, and I was presented with a couple of different options as to why this could have been. Number one, he has said some stuff that people kind of take as misogynistic. It's kind of the same thing with Andrew Tate, right? You know, they have opinions on relationships with women, and like some things that they think between like men and women's relationships that I guess aren't quote unquote societally accepted, if that makes sense. You know, it's not I would say the popular opinion. They have some thoughts on like how men should behave and how women should behave and things like that, you know, a lot of people just simply kind of find offensive.
Yeah.
Or just find ridiculous. Another reason that I potentially found that he could have ended up getting basically terminated off of YouTube. Apparently he has espoused some anti-Semitic ideas on his show. Apparently he said something one time along the lines of like Jewish people run the world and stuff like that, and I think he's had like...
I mean, there is some truth to that. I hate to say it, but there is some truth to that. I don't understand why that's such a bad thing. Ah, fuck.
A couple people on stream that are considered like white supremacists, like I think someone by the name of Nick Fuentes or something like that. I don't know, but he's had apparently some people on his show that are extremely controversial and have said some extremely controversial things, and apparently that's being, I guess, espoused as like promoting hate speech. A lot of people consider it like him spreading horrible ideas and whatnot for having these people on his show, and apparently some of the things that he said. And this is the one that I kind of heard about when it happened, and I kind of knew about, but apparently he's also been accused of spreading false rape allegations about a creator by the name of Brandon Buckingham. Basically, he
Hey, my name is Brandon. Interesting.
repeatedly on stream and in his content said that this Brandon Buckingham guy said on his Instagram story that he was going to R-word Sneako's girlfriend. Brandon Buckingham has put out some videos and whatnot, kind of like, I guess, going back against that and fighting back against that narrative and everything. But those are just a couple of the reasons that I found as to why this could have happened in the first place. It's kind of a crapshoot on what it really was that, like, kind of, I guess, the straw that broke the camel's back. But just a few ways, I guess, that it could have unfolded according to what I could find online. But I've been looking at the public reaction to this entire thing, right? Because I think the way that people react to these kinds of situations really indicates a lot about the entire online community, right? And there's surprisingly a lot more people defending Sneako than I expected, because in situations like this, when a creator is ostracized because of the things that they've said and done like this, a lot of the times, like, people online try to distance themselves from that, right? Like,
Yeah, that is true. Like, the minute you get banned from somewhere, people distance themselves like a motherfucker. Like, they act like you got the fucking plague.
They don't want to speak out in support of the guy who got deplatformed because he said a lot of stuff that's really controversial, and they don't want, like, the Twitter hate mob to jump on their back.
Yep.
But a lot more people have actually been speaking out in support of Sneako than I actually expected. I mean, I know he wasn't just some small creator with no fans or anything, but like I said, you know how the court of public opinion works, right? Like, if you're one of the people who defends the guy that everybody's
Yep.
against, you know, like, you're kind of just asking for people to dunk on you too. So to see a a lot of people kind of disregard that and actually support Sneeko through this definitely took me by surprise a little bit, especially because I'm kind of like fresh to this situation. But now the question is, just like it was with Andrew Tate, like how is Sneeko gonna recover from this? Because when you look at the Andrew Tate situation, you see how quickly he was basically deplatformed from all these different places. Honestly, have you heard?
And the only difference is that Andrew Tate's loaded, so it's not that he's not hurting if he's not on the internet, but at the same time,
Heard about Andrew Tate since then? I don't know. Like, I've stopped seeing his content. You know what I mean? After he got
really? Because I haven't. Hey, Blast is here.
deplatformed in the way that he did, I really don't see a lot of Andrew Tate TikToks anymore, and I don't.
Dude, you missed my announcement. You missed my announcement, dog. Yeah, about Sneeko getting canceled. Do you want me to do the announcement again? I could just do it very quickly. Yeah, I know. This is ridiculous, man. Alright, guys, I'll do this quickly. So, my announcement was... Oh, no. Quite the opposite, actually. Quite the opposite. My announcement is that you were right, my friend, and that I will be waiting to see what AMD has to offer. And hopefully they have something great to offer. If not, then... And...
Bombocad!
What can you do? Alright. Let's go back to the video.
See him going viral all over the place like he was before, you know, like basically taking over the internet kind of virality before. That's basically stopped now, you know what I mean? Not to say that he isn't still popular or like a huge figure, but like compared to what he was a few months ago, like Andrew Tate seems to just be gone. And I wonder if the same thing basically will happen to Sneeko here, because like he's being booted off all these platforms where he makes his content, right? Where is he gonna go now? Like the only options really for Sneeko, it seems like, is either A, try to appeal with YouTube and most likely be shot down and turned away, because let's be real, the appeal systems on YouTube, especially if you're someone like Sneeko, who's controversial, they don't work right, man. They just don't. Or number two, he's gonna have to move to like a way smaller platform.
Yeah, same here. Honestly, the reason I heard of Sneeko was because of Abba and Preach. Because I know Abba had a interaction with him, or they actually discussed a few of their videos. But
Form that has way more like restrictions in his favor, right? Like they don't ban certain things.
Is he banned off TikTok? I don't know.
They
look
maybe
into that.
allow you to push the envelope a little bit more with the things
We'll look
that
into
you
that.
say. So he's gonna probably have to find smaller platforms to really kind of try and run his brand off of. And I mean, just looking at history of people who've had to do that, it doesn't really work out the best for them. I mean, you go to a website where you can only get like 200 or 300 people to come watch you, right? Like it just your opportunity to continue this online career that you've had in the way that you did before is honestly just pretty much gone, man. Like you just can't pull that audience anymore.
Also, one thing he's not mentioning, and this is a big deal with like alternative media, when the problem with going to alternative media is a lot of the times the services that alternative media uses to host their like servers and stuff are owned by a lot of these big tech companies like Amazon, Google, Facebook, things like that. So
But the one thing I will
There's
say,
that too.
regardless of like whether or not you feel that he deserved to be kicked off of like YouTube and other platforms, or if you thought that what he did didn't warrant him being kicked off the platform, I think there's one thing
well, in my opinion, it's kind of hard to know because we don't really know what he did.
that we can all kind of come to agree on here, and that's that, you know,
I didn't get to play it. Neither did I, man. I don't even know if I'm... Actually, no, I am getting it.
the way
I
that
have to get
people
it.
can just be kind of removed from the public eye on the internet, the way that, you know, you can just have your accounts taken down tomorrow with pretty much no explanation, even if these companies don't want to. It's kind of fucking scary, man. Like, it's kind of insane. I mean, yeah, sure, it might be Sneeko and Andrew Tate who are getting banned today, but who gets
Get it October 30th.
banned tomorrow? You know, when the internet turns and they've stopped focusing on these guys, and they're not mad at these guys anymore, right? And they have to find the new person to be mad at, and the new person for
That was a good one, my man. You know what? For that, you get, where is it?
them to go after, right?
You
Who's
get a
that going to
victories.
be? And what can they do to protect themselves? You know what I mean? In their career, right? People like to say, oh, well, Sneeko and Andrew Tate, these guys deserved being deplatformed. They deserved it. They had it coming. And honestly, you can feel that way if you want to. I'm not here to tell you that you should be for or against these kinds of bans. I'm just speaking from like a neutral perspective here because, I mean, truth be told, I wasn't a big fan of Sneeko in the first place. Like I said, I didn't watch his stuff or anything. But if people think that after, you know, the one or two guys that they really don't like disappears, this whole deplatforming thing's gonna go away. If that's really what you think, that's a very naive way of looking at it. I mean, let's be real, this is kind of like the new normal on the internet, right? If you're the person that
You know, I've heard the same thing. I've heard mixed things about the
stands
beta.
out and says things that people don't like, and you have the unpopular opinion, people are immediately just going to jump to deplatform you now. And that's the way that it's kind of been for a while. You know, it's been heading this direction for a while, but I think examples like this
Oh, that's good. That's
really
always
show,
good.
man, like, if people don't like you for your opinions, you can just disappear off the internet. It's crazy. And I'm not sure that that's necessarily something that people should celebrate. Like, yeah, you can feel like Sneeko was justified in getting kicked off of YouTube and whatnot. Once again, not here to tell you that you can't think that, but this is going to continue. And it doesn't matter if there's another Sneeko out there or not. You know, they're gonna find somebody, man. That's how the internet works. That's how it's always worked. There's always
Realistically, you know what? I'm gonna get into this
hate mob
afterwards.
of the day against something. And the unfortunate truth is, man, if you're the target of that campaign, like, you're just kind of fucked, dude. So it's gonna be really interesting to see how this all really plays out over the next couple months, even. If Sneeko can really continue to keep his career going after all this has happened, if the mob of the online court of public opinion will continue to find someone new. I guess it just is what it is, man. So with that being said, though, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel. Follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at SubTheOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus. Well, Sneeko got banned, I guess, is the way I'm going to end this one. And signing out.
That's a hilarious way to end the video. Okay, give me 1 second because I want to confirm this. Nah, I hear you on that. Okay, let's see. Here you go, Sneeko. Man, I got Sneeko banned. Here we go. Hang on. Why was streamer removed from platform? Doesn't say he was banned from TikTok. Let's see, banned from... Was he even on TikTok? From TikTok. Do. Yeah. Alright, so, yeah. Sneeko got banned. Actually, let's go on TikTok now. TikTok. Here we go. Looks like he's still on. What's this?
Yeah. Well, what do you?
Can I full screen this? I can't full screen this.
What God do?
Bruh. Fucking TikTok, man.
Bomba God!
This is why I'm not on this fucking site.
What did you practice? What religion do you practice?
I'm not actually a man of religion. I believe in God, but I think organized religion is something that people just follow. But
That's some BS. Okay.
I think we need to believe in that because there's a lot of evil going around. There's a lot of sad people.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I can agree with that too.
But then why is it that you get to have all these bitches, but you're not willing to, take a little pegging? I feel like if you're wanting to give it out a lot, you should be able to receive it to some degree.
I mean, personally, I'm not gay. I'm just not into that. But if you're going to eliminate me for pegging, then I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to rebuttal. Go ahead. You can peg someone else in here.
Yeah.
What? Boy. Brother. There we go. All right. I have not seen this movie.
Let's fucking go.
I mean, he is The Rock.
Bombocat!
What did you think was gonna happen, Rock? Come on.
Please tell me you got that on. Alright.
Oh, Rock.
Let's fucking go.
Boing. I'm sorry, I gotta hit it again.
Bombocat!
I mean, come on, did you not see that? You mean to tell me something which would take months to achieve on YouTube, 1 million views per vid? Wow. Probably because he's a celebrity. That's what I think. That's what I'm thinking. He's probably getting those views because he's a celebrity. But, to speak on the Sneeko thing quickly, my opinion is this. I'm going to say the same thing I said when Andrew Tate got banned from all the platforms he got banned from. Realistically, doing this doesn't help you. It doesn't help the cause that is against him. It doesn't help it. You basically make the man a martyr. Like, you want him to fail, prove him wrong. But that also requires effort. And unfortunately,
Bruh.
a lot of people don't want to put effort in anymore. Says the guy that does the most bare minimum editing on his videos. Coming from me, that's rich. Anyway. That is it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. If you are on Twitch, please stay tuned for the after show. And to all the YouTube brothers and sisters, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.